Waiver wire. A lot of teams with 4 games next week. So we have 4 teams with 3 games and 3 teams with 2 games, and those teams are Sacramento, New Orleans, and Houston.
Yes.
Everybody else has 4.
Good
I
teams
get to
avoid.
bench. I'm excited to bench Jalen Green.
Finally a reason to bench Jalen Green.
All right,
Okay.
Alex, who's your first pick available in 50% of leagues?
Brandon Clarke, rostered in 45% of Yahoo leagues, 88th in per game production over the past 2 weeks. That's 14.5 points, 8 rebounds, 1.6 blocks, 1.5 assists, and 68% from the field. This is the Brandon Clarke that we all thought was going to exist last season, and he took a step back, sophomore slump, whatever you want to call it. And he wasn't even playing well this year until now. But we've had Steven Adams be out over the past, I think, 4 or 5 games. Some other players have missed time. The rotation's changed around a little bit. Clarke he's making it happen again. I don't know how much I trust this like for the whole season, but I think you give this a shot and see what happens. Because if he can stay playing 24, 25 minutes a game, we saw in his rookie year that he could put up these kinds of numbers. Like, this isn't insane for him. It's just a boost off of what we saw last year. So,
all right, gentlemen. Well, my available in 50% of leagues. Let's go to the Clippers. Amir Coffey, rostered in 34% of Yahoo leagues, only 4% at ESPN. He started the last 4 games for the Clippers, generating almost 13 points, 5 rebounds, 4.5 assists, and 1.3 steals per game over those 4 starts, plus shooting 53% from the field. We already know there's no Kawhi, and now rumors that Paul George might be done for the year. I want your opinion on that, Alex. Also, the Clippers have 4 games next week, so the 6-7 Coffey could be seeing a ton of time as a starting forward for the Clippers. Alex, what's the latest on the rumors for Paul George?
Well, the last news update we have on the site is that he's out 3 to 4 weeks with the elbow injury.
Mm-hmm.
That was on Christmas. Do we have new rumors?
I thought we got some rumors. Yeah, there were rumors.
I have not seen those. I was too busy being happy about the COVID stuff.
Let's say this, though. Even if he does come back in 3 to 4 weeks, this Clipper team, as we've been saying all year, desperate for scoring.
Yes. Yeah.
Kawhi's not coming back. Morris is too old.
It's worth giving Amir Coffey a cup of coffee on your fantasy roster.
Well done. Well played.
All right. I'm going to jump in, and this is a guy we've talked about recently. Still criminally under-owned based on recent production, and that's Malik Monk of the Los Angeles Lakers. Monk continues to just crush it for the Lakers. He's been locked into the starting lineup. He's made about 9 straight starts for the team now. A lot at the beginning of that hot streak, you could have just written it off as, just a hot streak. A very, very easy, this guy's caught fire from the floor, and we're going to ride it out briefly. But it's extended to the past 8 games now. He's averaging 33 minutes, 20 points, 3.6 rebounds, 2.3 assists, 1.4 blocks, which is insanity from a guard. And then
only 6'3".
Yep, and then 3.9 3-pointers. He's shooting 51% from the floor. He's at 51%, 91%, 50% from downtown. Monk, he gives the Lakers exactly what they need. He helps stretch the floor for them. When you have Russell Westbrook starting, that's absolutely needed. I believe he'll be locked into the starting lineup long term. And he's still, like I said, criminally underowned. He's about 60% owned in Yahoo and only 23% owned on ESPN.
I'll jump into my long shot. Rajon Rondo, new member of the Cavaliers, played 3 games since joining the Cavs, 10.3 points, 4.7 assists, 4.0 rebounds, 1.0 steals in 22 minutes. The minutes are really kind of the important thing for Rondo here. Like, we know who Rondo is, right? Some nights he'll give you 0 points, 10 assists, 2 rebounds. Some nights he'll give you a weird 15 points with like 2 assists. It's just, you might as well roll the dice, see what kind of stat line you get out of Rondo. If you're in a deep league and you need assists, I don't know what other options you probably have.
Yeah.
I love watching Rondo on the random national game for a 6 months run because one, he'll give up a layup to try to get an assist, right? He'll make some absurd half the court or longer bounce pass that you're like, why? What? And he's always yelling at someone he probably shouldn't be yelling at. It's just fun to watch the craziness.
Now, and Rondo's going to be locked in to that 20-ish minutes per game role for the Cavs. I mean, he's firmly behind Garland, and that will remain the case. But Colin Sexton's out for the year. Ricky Rubio's out for the year. This team was desperate for help at the guard spot. Lamar Stevens has been starting at the 2. Lamar Stevens, I would not consider him a shooting guard.
Ken, who's your long shot?
Let's stick with the craziness theme. Lance Stephenson. It's on fire with the Pacers. He's rostered in 35% of Yahoo, 7% of ESPN. Honestly, I don't even know if you should pick him up or not. I just love talking about the craziness. This Pacers post-trade deadline, that team could be crazy, could be totally wide open. We don't know if Sabonis is getting moved, Brogdon's getting moved, LeVert's getting moved. It wouldn't surprise me if fan favorite Stephenson suddenly get a ton of minutes after the trade deadline for these Pacers. Pacers have a 4-game week coming up. And over the last 4 games, by the way, Stephenson, who disappeared from the NBA, he's only 31 years old. He's not ancient by NBA standards. In the last 4 games, he's had three of his 4 games over 14 or more points, including a 30-point game. He's also had a 14-assist game. And when the Pacers are getting blown out, they love to go to crazy Stephenson time, and I'm all in. I love watching it go nuts. He's going to blow in someone's ear again. I can't wait for that to happen. But it's crazy town. Bring on the fun, baby.
And yeah, the 2 big games that Stephenson had came when LeVert and Brogdon were out. LeVert's back. Brogdon came back too, but then he left the game that he returned. He left early. He's game time decision for tonight. We'll see if he's active. I do worry about Stephenson's long-term playing time opportunity once Brogdon and LeVert are healthy.
Shannon, who's your long shot pick of the week?
All right, my long shot. This can double as Ken's dull suggestion of the week as well. DeAndre Hunter for the Atlanta Hawks. He's 37% owned on Yahoo, only 8% owned on ESPN, which is
crazy,
bonkers, absolutely bonkers. He returned on Wednesday, 15 points, 3 trays, 2 stocks. We mentioned Reddish has been traded. Hunter's pretty much been locked into that starting 3 spot for the Hawks either way. You have the Hawks are mostly healthy now. I think Capella's going to sit again tonight, but I really like Hunter as a fantasy option. He's, I would say, definite, probably immediate 12-team value. And he has the upside where he'd carve out 10-team value as well. I wouldn't rush out unless I have a complete dead spot in a 10-team league. I would not rush out to grab him. It wasn't a knee, wasn't a back. It's a wrist injury. He came out in his first game back, played 24 minutes. That's a very encouraging sign. Had 11 shots. I expect. It certainly seems like that he's going to be back to playing 30-ish minutes very soon.
I'll say I think Hunter is my favorite of our 3 long shot picks this week. But I also love talking about Rondo and Stephenson. So they're just fun to bring up.
Wish they were on the same team, Rondo and Stephenson.
Oh, that beats it. Oh, crazy train. Let's play Ozzy Osbourne before every game.
Try RotoWire today, free for 10 days. Get our premium tools, rankings, analysis, and breaking news alerts. No credit card required. Go to rotowire.com/try.